Keep showing up. Keep showing up. A principle that changed my life. And despite being very simple, it might change yours too. Because in order to create the life you're dreaming of and consistently and continually continue to make progression, the goal should always be to make progress and not perfection, and to simply be better today than you were yesterday. But how do we do that? How do we continue to take the steps we need to take when we don't feel like it? Because it's easy to show up when you feel like it, when you have the motivation and when everything is going great and life is aligning with you and for you to do what you need to do. But do you also show up when it's hard to do so? When what you said you would do is now an obstacle and a challenge for you? Because that's who you are, right? You are who you say. You are what you do, and not what you said you would do, right? And it is not about who you said you are, it's about who you believe you are and who you show up as. And the only way to continue to close the gap between who you are and who you think you are and who you believe you are and then who you want to be is to show up no matter how you feel. And majority of people make the huge mistake of saying that if you cannot show up 100%, then you're falling back into bad and old habits. That's what always happens when you're trying to make change, right? You try change and you think that this time there won't be any mistakes or there won't be any challenges, and this time I got it on lock. But then you slip up and you go back to your foundation because that's what you can do. But what if you changed that paradigm and instead of chasing 100% satisfaction or perfection, you simply chased and pursued the action of showing up and actually doing the thing you said you wanted to, not to the degree that you said you wanted to, right? That's the bonus. That's where you truly excel. But in order to actually be the person you want to be, you have to do the things that that person would do. So when you said you wanted to do something, right? When you said you wanted to sit down and write for an hour, but now you only have half an hour on your schedule, instead of postponing it for another day where you had an hour, why don't you just write for half an hour? 50% will always be better than 100%. In anything, in every area of life, if you do something, if you show up, it will always be better than doing nothing and not showing up, right? And it's so simple yet so effective in actually creating an everyday life that takes you closer to where you want to go, because we cannot show up 100% every day. That's not possible. We're humans, we are not cyborgs or machines or robots, but what we can do is always show up. No matter if that's 80 or 100%, or if it's 40 or 25%, we can always do something. And I know when you do that something, that 25 or 30% even, you will find more once you're doing it. Once you start out, you will see that there are more to give than you thought you had. And that is how you close the gap between where you are and who you want to be. I'm rooting for you.